This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 1215 of Horse Tip Daily, your almost everyday morsel of helpful hints, useful facts, and practical techniques for horse folks. Brought to you today by Bed in a Box. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip features dressage radio show hosts Reese Kofler-Stanfield and Philip Parks, and they're chatting with champion reiner Stacey Westfall about the challenges of learning a new discipline. And we'll get right to our tip after this from Bed in a Box.
Welcome to bedinabox.com, where you'll find the most comfortable, pressure-relieving memory foam mattress at only 1/3 the cost of the leading brands. We have created an exclusive memory foam that sleeps cooler, rebounds quicker, and cradles your body in pain-relieving comfort better than other types of memory foams. Introducing our new memory foam technology. By swirl-infusing gel into our advanced memory foam, we have created an even cooler, more comfortable sleeping surface. Best of all, it's made right here in the USA.
He had been dealing with back pain and chiropractor visits for a while, so we decided it was probably time to find a new mattress.
So we started doing some research on memory foam mattresses and found bedinabox.com. We were on a trip with some friends, and they actually had a bed-in-a-box mattress in their camper. And on their recommendation, we decided to get one for ourselves.
They got it to us in no time. We had no problem adjusting, and we were thrilled with the comfort. In fact, my husband doesn't have to get up early anymore due to back pain. He can lie in bed for as long as he likes without any discomfort. We recommend Bed in a Box to anyone who has back problems or just needs a good night's rest.
We believe we have created the world's best memory foam mattress. Using independent, accredited labs, we have tested our mattresses against the industry leaders to ensure comfort and durability. Test results show our mattresses relieve pressure better than the more expensive ones found in retail stores. Buying a mattress over the internet may seem risky. That's why we offer a 120-day zero-risk return policy. You get a full 100% refund if you're not satisfied. No hidden fees and no return shipping charges, and we back them with a 20-year warranty. Sound too good to be true? Don't take our word for it. Read what real customers are writing about us on Facebook, Twitter, Viewpoints.com, and other third-party review sites. We are dedicated to quality and service. We offer fast, free shipping to the contiguous U.S. Your mattress will arrive conveniently packaged and will be ready to sleep on within minutes. With the benefits of the leading brand mattresses, but at 1/3 the cost, why wait? Start getting the best sleep of your life. Call, chat, or email one of our friendly customer care agents to learn why 99% of our customers sleep better and toss and turn less on their new Bed in a Box mattress.
Well, this evening, I am so happy to have Stacey Westfall on the program. Stacey is a very, very famous rider. She was the opening act for the World Equestrian Games. She is in the Cowgirl Hall of Fame. She's the only woman to win Road to the Horse. And if you have ever seen her on YouTube, she has millions of downloads from her bridleless and bareback riding. Stacey, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
Well, we cooked up this idea because you'll have to kind of tell everybody the story. But we have been working together for the last several months. And you gave me a call. You moved to the area. And I'll let you take up the story.
Yeah, so maybe we should label it like Confessions of a Reiner or something. Like, I guess
I like that title.
I confess I'm mostly known for my reining or, the natural horsemanship colt starting, but I've always wanted to know more about dressage. And, I don't know if I told you, Reese, but I grew up in Maine. And a long, long, long time ago, when I was little and my mom was like, we should take some lessons, we went to a place called Hillside and took some lessons from the interns and stuff at where Michael Poulin was.
Oh my gosh.
And
yeah.
we would go and we'd watch these amazing horses, and we'd get on the lesson horses and be like, I don't even know what a lead is. And so way, way long ago, I saw dressage, but now I'm just getting around to really trying to figure it out.
I love it. So you called a couple months ago and said, Reese, I really want to learn about dressage. And that's when
Mm-hmm.
I said, Stacey, I really want to learn about reining. So you're doing much better on your transformation than I am doing on mine. I'm not going to lie. But so let's talk about kind of your start in dressage, because it's really, really fun. And we laugh a lot, if anything. We have a very good time, especially during my lesson, which is really, Stacey's much better than I am. I will tell you that right now.
No, I think, well, it was kind of interesting. One of the times I came up, a young lady came with me, and I loved the comment that she made. I wish I could phrase it as well as she did, but she had been watching me and, at the barn and watching me ride my horse and trying to figure out this dressage stuff. And she was watching me struggle. And I don't know if a piece of her was starting to think, I don't know, this Stacey Westfall person, I don't know about her. But it was interesting because we came up and she was watching you trying to figure out some of the stuff with the reining. And she was like, this just really, when we left, her comment was beautiful. And I wish I could get the phrasing right. But she was like, it's so inspiring to watch people that are really good in their own discipline, reaching out of their comfort zone and trying something new. And she said it was refreshing to see that it wasn't just easy for us.
Yeah,
it's
like, hard. It really is.
Really hard.
It's really hard because your body, so one of the things that we've learned about reining versus dressage is dressage, we're much more specific about where our body is versus the reining. So that's been one of the challenges with you, is teaching and working on how you sit and being very specific about how you use each of your body parts.
Yeah, for sure.
That's been hard, right?
Yeah, because with the reining, it's sort of about like if you can get it done. So the riders can have quite a bit of variance in how, so for example, when people run their circles, some people like to stand up in the stirrups and really lean up over, and they'll call it like chasing. They'll have their hand more than halfway up the horse's neck when they're running the circles. And other people will sit deeper in the saddle and kind of lighten their seat, but they'll still be like basically sitting back on your pockets and chasing the horse in that circle. And it's like two completely different styles of how you can run it. And it doesn't matter. It's judged on the overall, how well the horse performs it. So for sure, it's been definitely eye-opening because, I come up and it gives me a lot of places to analyze, hey, why do I have this habit? That's something that I do a lot. Like, where is this coming from? Why do I use it? And I should be able to have more than one tool, so I should be able to do what Reese is telling me, even if it's not the most natural.
Yeah. So one of the things we found was your outside leg, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a big thing. Is you want to use your outside leg, especially around the corners.
Yeah.
So that was the issue for straightness, right? That became a huge problem versus
right.
what we were doing.
Yeah, it's interesting because the horse that I'm riding is a reining horse that also does like ranch riding and stuff. And it's interesting because some of the things he's been rewarded for doing, he's also searching for. And so it's interesting because I've got my baggage and then he's got his baggage and we show up together and I'm like, oh, this is exhausting some days. Because, we, in a lot of our maneuvers, except for our run down to our stop, we're largely on a circle. We'll walk to the middle, do spins each direction, and then we'll lope off, and we'll be 3 circles one direction, 3 circles the other, and then we are, doing a big horseshoe or straight lines up and down, running and stopping. And because of that, there's certain habits that you learn and get into that work for your discipline that don't necessarily cross over quite as perfectly. And so, yeah, it's been interesting.
So, Stacey, just a quick question: Are you in English tack?
Oh yes,
bridle and everything.
And let's talk about that's an interesting thing, isn't it, Stacey? So let's talk about trying to find a saddle because that was a big thing.
It was interesting because I don't know anything about how the saddle's supposed to feel, and so I think my first lesson, I did everything in Western tack, correct?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Well, no, you had an English bridle and in a Western saddle, and I had my
Oh,
lesson in a Western bridle and an English saddle. It was
that's
very
right.
funny.
We were both half and half. That's right.
I think
Yeah.
I have a picture of this somewhere. We may have to post.
Yes, I think and then I went out and I kept trying. I do really enjoy that a lot of the stores will let you take a used saddle and use it for a week to try it out. And between that and riding in different borrowing saddles and everything, I finally chased down one that I liked, and I was really, really happy when Reese said I'd done a good job.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah.
And so, Stacey, kind of tell us what's your next goal? Because I think we're going to have you on kind of periodically throughout the year to kind of see how your journey's going and what's going. So, what's the next goal?
Okay, one of my main goals for one of my next lessons with you is that when you see leg yield, I automatically know what you mean.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Holy snow.
it's crazy. Some of these little tiny things are driving me slightly crazy because it's like if I watch a video on it or if I go do it without thinking about the label, like I can control the parts of my horse's body, but when you just tell me a term, the terms don't just lock in my head. And that's a little bit frustrating because it obviously gets in the way of something that it just, in a way, it feels silly to be running into that at my stage of life, but it's the truth. And so that would be really nice. And then being able
Just
to
a little different language, right?
Yeah, well,
It
it's like when I have my lesson on Sia, you'll tell me something. You're like, okay, we're gonna work on our spin, and I'm like, huh? What do we? Like I'm like
Yeah.
completely out, like blows my mind. I'm like, well, what do you mean? So it is hard, and in learning the actual, we all think in dressage, we know, like, okay, I say leg yield, and whew, off you go, but again, it's learning something new. You know how to yield a horse. I mean, you do it all the
Mm-hmm.
time. It's just
Right.
what are the
And
different.
I think that's where at home when I'm riding, nobody's saying leg yield or doing whatever. And so in my mind, I'm thinking I'm going to move my horse towards the wall. I'm going to move this way, but I'm not thinking in the terms that you use. So it's little glitches like that that make the lessons not as smooth as they could be because I'm like, oh, wait a minute, which one's that again? I'm going,
Yeah.
this is just silly at this point.
No,
Yeah.
it's true. And we also did a little test riding because we have some shows at
Yeah.
home. So what was that like? Your first test?
Terrifying.
Not terrifying. Come on.
Well,
It's not scary.
so what happens is I see it all the time. One of the reasons I love doing this, a few years ago, I did mounted shooting, and so I showed in mounted shooting for a few years, and that was a whole new learning curve. And so, completely different discipline than anything I'd done before. And there's the fun thing about signing up to be a new learner in a new discipline is it helps you remember when you're teaching what it's like to be learning, because it was fascinating me, again, as I'm writing this test, and I have to say I love that somebody can read the test because
Yes.
Yeah. Tell you exactly
at
where to go.
they can't. Although at home I've been practicing so that I've got them memorized without that, because I know from my reining experience that I need to know my test so well that I'm not thinking about it, that I could be thinking, when I end this free walk, I want to pick up on my inside hand gently so my horse doesn't look resistant. I know I need to be thinking about how to ride it, not where the letter is. So I've got to get to where the pattern is second nature, but there's a lot of repetition.
Hey, I gotta say, if Stacey could add shooting to dressage, all the horse husbands in the world would be happy.
I love it. I love it.
Now,
Well, you did a great job. Confessions of a Rainer, but actually you're really, really good, and it's super fun for both of us. It's very hard to learn a new discipline, especially when you're set in your ways in your discipline. So it's been fun to help you and to be a part of it. So Stacey, how do our listeners find you online?
They can find me online either on my Facebook page, which they can search for Stacey Westfall, and it's a fan page, or westfallhorsemanship.com.
Well, there you have it. You can find links to today's guests as well as lots more tips at horsetipdaily.com. Make sure you have all of your favorite Horse Radio Network shows with you wherever you go by downloading the free Horse Radio Network app for iPhone or Android. Go to your app store and search Horse Radio Network. You can also subscribe via iTunes. This podcast was made possible through the generous support of Bed in a Box. This is Coach Jen, and I'll be back again soon with another tip. Until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.